And now, our feature presentation.
Cat Noir Productions presents the Pynming August Sun Stone. Introducing the Pynming August Sun Stone, a 4-part cat noir Hollywood action movie for your ears. Starring Matt Sanders and Kevin Chilvers, with this week's special guest, who wishes to remain anonymous. Part 1, Forgotten Treasures. Announcing Windermere and Sandrine Throwaway.
Good evening. I'm an oil baron. Y'all need any oil? Y'all just come and see me and I'll fix you up with something mighty nice. All right.
Oil. We're in oil.
Okay, settle down, honey. Let's find you a drink, shall we? Can we get some champagne over here?
Announcing
I want
Kev Chilvers and Matt Sanders.
So, what's going on, Kev?
I'm not sure, to be honest, but I think it's that Hollywood blockbuster idea we had for the summer.
Oh, cool. Are we in it?
Not as much as you might think. I've had a look through the script and we just pop up from time to time chatting about what's going on.
Oh, yeah? What? You mean like the old guys from the Muppets?
What? No, not at all like the old guys from the Muppets.
That's a shame, Kev. I do like to grumble.
Well, Matt, you can grumble about why we're not the stars of a big screen movie based on our own podcast. In fact, we're barely in it at all. From what I've read so far, we're largely relegated to the background and only get used to help provide clearer visual imagery of a complex narrative structure that's restricted by using audio-only parameters.
I completely understand.
No, you don't, Matt.
Yeah, you're right. I still haven't got the foggiest. What's going on in this scene?
I think we're at some kind of high-class fancy art auction in West London. There's loads of alcohol and famous rich people here from around the world.
How nice.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of movie stars and celebrities here already, and there's a whole river of champagne being drunk. And as the evening progresses and everyone gets a little more plastered, I think they'll start outbidding each other on really expensive pieces of art.
What? You mean like rich people bingo?
It's a little bit more highbrow than that. I think it's the kind of art that sells for millions. People like Banksy and stuff.
Oh, cool. I thought Banksy had painted a cat on my garden fence once, but when I went outside and looked, it was just a cat.
I fear this is going to be a long film. Where's the bar?
I think it's over this way.
Announcing Charlie Blunderwedge and Jim Bond.
I say, good show on this evening, Charlie, but it looks awfully expensive.
Oh, relax, Jim. I've got us covered. I think this is our table.
Splendid.
You there, waiter? Yes, sir. I'd like 6 bottles of champagne and 2 glasses for me and my friend Jim, please.
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm afraid I can only offer champagne by the glass during this evening's function.
I see. In that case, I'd be grateful if you could put 6 bottles of champagne on ice and serve me and my friend Jim by the glass as and when we require it, please.
After an initial complimentary glass, sir, I fear I would have to charge at a rate of £1,900 a bottle. Would sir be able to fund £11,400 worth of champagne tonight, sir?
I say, how dare you?
It's perfectly all right, Jim. Although I'm a long-established household name in erotic literature, not everyone has heard of my solving the creeping jazz murders and significantly affluent success that followed among the true crime writing industry.
1,000 pardons, sir. I simply had no idea. But sir does not dress like a rich man.
Now, listen here. That suit cost $12.
It's okay, Jim. He's right. I don't dress like a rich man, but I can spend money like one. So here's what we're going to do. Waiter, you're going to put 7 bottles of your fancy pants bubbles on ice. Over the course of the evening, every time I attract your attention, I want you to come and refill me and my friend Jim's glass. If you can manage that, and with some manners, I'll pay you for 8 bottles.
Certainly, sir. I shall fetch your first glasses right away.
I'm sad you had to go through that, Charlie. You may look like a ragged everyday working man, but you make the pen slide across the page like a
bride sliding across her honeymoon bedsheets, Jim.
My God, you're good, Charlie. How right I was to sign you to the agency all them years ago.
Do you still remember my first book?
The Savage Secret. I remember it like it was yesterday. Look at you now, Charlie.
Your champagne, sir.
Thank you. Now leave us alone until I summon you again.
Very good, sirs.
This calls for a toast, Charlie. Over 15 years as your agent, and you're still my most successful client. Here's to you.
Here's to us, Jim. I think we make a great team. Cheers.
I agree, Charlie. Cheers.
Announcing, ladies and gentlemen, kindly be seated as the auction is about to begin. On your tables you will find brochures for the evening's upcoming exhibits. Bidding is to be silent. Thank you.
Will you look at all the pieces in this brochure, honey? I think I'm gonna get something mighty fancy to hang in the whiskey room back home.
I like oil paintings.
Crumbs, Charlie. Look at these listings. I haven't seen a reserve price of less than 6 figures.
Oil.
Hey, is that Sean Bean over there?
Early short
Where?
beans.
Oh, yeah? Well, there's a bunch of Hollywood A-listers among the elite here tonight, Jim, so it could well be. I had a chat with Keanu Reeves earlier. He did not want to do the Matrix dance with me.
Hey, Jim.
I'll buy you a pint if you call Sean Bean Mr. Bean to his face.
Charlie.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We begin tonight with this truly stunning piece here by the French artist Eduardo Panini. Now, there's been a lot of media attention about this absolutely exquisite painting, so I'm going to jump right in and get this auction started in my own unique style.
Can I get 100,000 pounds for this Panini piece? Thank you, sir. 200 now from the woman in the hat, and 300 from the man at the back. 400,000 pounds. Thank you, sir. New bidder. 500 and on to 6. 700 now from the lady in the hat, and 8, 9, and we're up to 1,000,000, 1.1, and it looks all done. Come on, dig deep. Do we have any last bids? 1.2, thank you, sir. 1.3, 1.4, but there's no more.
Sold to the woman in the hat for 1.4 million pounds. Thank you very, very, very much.
Can you imagine it, Charlie? £1.4 million for a painting. Think how many suits you could have bought for that.
I don't know, Jim. I think it's quite exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to apologise for the last painting and how it was sold. I'm actually the auctioneer tonight. My name's Mike. I've got no idea who that singing fellow was. We can't even find any evidence that he works here, so apologies for that. Right, on to our second piece.
My goodness, Charlie, look at that painting. It's enormous.
Yeah, it would go great in my lounge.
I present to you all Love Under Cloudless Stars by the late English artist and historian Trent Carpenter. And yes, I can see by the look on all of your faces, this is indeed from Trent's controversial erotica series that he was working on right up until he died. So the more delicate among you may wish to avert your eyes for this one.
He's not kidding, Charlie. It's a very, very erotic painting.
It's like every word I've ever written, Jim. Like every thought I have, every minute of every day.
That's worrying.
I think I'm in love.
This painting has gathered significant international attention, so I'm going to open the bidding at £500,000. Do I hear 500,000? Thank you, sir. 500 for the man who couldn't be bothered to shave before coming here tonight.
Charlie, that fellow, it looks like Sean Bean's just bid.
I'm not surprised, Jim. It really is a beautiful painting. The more I stare at it, the more erotic it gets.
600 from the lady in the outdated gloves.
I can't keep looking at it, Charlie. It's just too erotic.
I'm fascinated.
700 from face hair. £800,000. Thank you, sir. New bid of a gentleman in the cheap suit.
Charlie, are you bidding on this painting?
Actually, Jim, I was just trying to get our champagne refilled. I forgot it's a silent auction.
£900,000 now from Nearly Beardy. Thank you, sir.
Well, you've upset Sean Bean. Did you see the look that he just gave you?
Did he? Right then, let's have a little fun.
£1 million now from Cheap Suit, a man whose shoes fit like outdated bread. 1.5 now from Northern Face Hair.
You're right, Jim. Sean Bean's furious. He's at $1.5 million now.
Leave it alone, Charlie.
Watch this.
£2 million now from the man in the suit he presumably found in a charity bin. $2.5 million I bid now from Hairy Face, a man who looks like he's getting ready to kill the man in the terrible, terrible suit.
I'm having so much fun.
Leave it alone, Charlie.
£3 million now from Tatty Suit. A staggering £3 million bid for this enormous and incredibly erotic painting. Do I have any more bids? Northern Face of Hair and Fury? Oh, he's busy making a phone call. Lady with the hideous handwear, perhaps? No, she's shaking her head. Obviously saving her hard-earned money for some new gloves. Long overdue. And wait! Face Hair's finished his call, and yes, sir, he's in at £3.5 million. An amount of money that could help make a substantial difference to our city's homelessness, instead squandered here on an oversized doodle. And what's this? Another bid! £4 million, ladies and gentlemen.
Charlie!
I really
bid
want
£4
this
million
painting,
now,
Jim.
but the man whose suit could give me an eating disorder. Are there any final bids tonight, then, for Trent Carpenter's incredibly well-respected but slightly grandiose naughty porn? You, sir, angry face with the northern hair who looks like he's about to throw his champagne glass at the wall. Any more bids from you, sir? I'll take that as a no. Looks like we are all done. At £4 million to the man who really needs to budget his clothing and art purchases better. Sold! Let's take a little break to refill our glasses and check our stocks and shares before we move on to the next piece, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Do not go anywhere. What an exciting night.
I can't believe it, Charlie. You actually bought the painting.
I know, Jim. I'm over the moon.
Well, you've successfully pissed off Sean Bean. He's coming over.
Uh-oh. What do we do?
Just play it cool, Charlie. I've got your back.
Congratulations on your purchase. You must truly appreciate art if it's erotic enough or want a piece of it.
Way to play cool, Charlie.
Are you Sean Bean? I'm Sean Bean, yes.
What do you mean, Sean Bean? Are you or aren't you the celebrity actor Sean Bean? A man whose countless films and television roles have elevated him to the legendary status amongst Hollywood circles.
No. But I look exactly like him, and we have the same name. Near enough. How do you mean, near enough? Well, technically, Sean is my middle name. My first name is Anthony. Sean Bean. I get it now.
Terrible. Just terrible.
Yes, but we're not here to talk about me, Mr. Blunderwedge. I know all about you. A lifetime spent writing filthy words, now deluded into believing that solving a murder or two seats you here among the rich and elite. Oh yes, I've done my reading. You fit in here as badly as you fit in your cheap suit.
I say now, see here, Mr. Bean.
Oh, no way. I owe you a point.
You can't just come over here and insult my friend simply because he outbid you for a painting.
Can't I? Maybe you don't know me so well. Guard your new painting closely, Charlie Blunderwedge. Other people have significant interest in it too. Good night. That all got a bit tense, Jim.
I don't trust that man, Charlie.
Sean Bean, yes. Well, I've had me fill for one night. What say we settle up and get this painting back to mine so you can help me hang it?
That does sound like a good idea to me, Charlie. Come on, let's go.
Twizzles chocolate. That's right. We're in movies now. You thought you could stop us, but you can't.
Thanks for helping me hang me new painting, Jim. It would be too big to do by myself.
Not at all, Charlie. Besides, with me living next door to you these days, I don't have to travel too far to get home. Now then, you ready?
Hang on, Jim. Just finishing setting up the insurance.
Oh, no problem at all. You now have £4 million worth of insurance.
There.
Easy.
We're good to go. Okay, you take that end.
Got it?
Right then, lift.
My end's safe. Are you there?
Yep, he's hanging. I think we're straight. Let's stand back and have a look. It's perfect.
It is awfully erotic, Charlie.
This is the happiest day of my life.
That's unfortunate, Charlie.
I'm just glad I got it insured, Jim. Come on, let's clean up the mess.
You know, even torn from its frame, this painting is still staggeringly erotic, Charlie.
Hang on, what's this?
What?
Look, on the back of the canvas. I think it's some sort of code or writing.
Oh yes, I see it. This would have been hidden by the frame. Whatever do you think it is?
I've got no idea. I remember reading that Trent Carpenter was a famous historian as well as an artist, though, and that sometimes he left clues and puzzles hidden in various work. Maybe this is something to do with that.
Definitely looks intentional. The markings look like it could be letters or numbers, but I can't really decipher the alphabet. What are you doing?
I'm just taking some photos with my phone. I want my friend Risky Pete to see this. He knows people who know things. Maybe he can help us figure out what all this means.
Good Lord, Charlie, we're being shot at!
Quick, into the panic room. Press the top left button on that forest animals painting over by the sofa.
Here? Ah, got it. Now, Charlie, we need to hurry!
Hang on, Jim. If this is about the painting, then I don't want anyone else to see these markings until we know what they mean.
What are you going to do?
I think I've got to burn it, Jim.
This is shaping up to be a very strange night, Charlie, even for you.
How quickly it can all turn to ashes, Jim.
Quick, Charlie, get in and shut the door! I'm amazed you've got a panic room, Charlie. Or am I?
I've never had to use it for being attacked before, though, Jim. Usually it's just for spying on my guests.
That makes far more sense. Shh. Sounds like someone's coming in through your front window.
Feel around in front of you for a spy hole. There should be one in front of each of us. Yours is up on your right somewhere.
Found it.
Great. Hey, Jim, if you look through it, you'll be staring right out of an otter's mouth in the painting on the other side of this door.
An otter's mouth? Any chance we could change places, Charlie?
Certainly, Jim. Although I feel it wise to inform you that my spy hole looks right out of a heron's anus.
I see. I'll stay where I am, thanks, Charlie.
I can just make out the shapes of people over the flames. Looks like... Oh no, Jim. It's him.
Damage report?
Bad news, sir. The painting's on fire. Possible to see the back of the canvas now, sir.
That is unfortunate. Hear me well, Blunderwedge. I'm not yet finished with you. Once I've found the rest of the paintings, I'll be back to conclude our discussion.
Who are you talking to, sir?
He's near. I can smell him. Come on, we've got work to do.
What's all this noise about? Hey, aren't you Sean Bean?
I'm Sean Bean, yes.
We need to get out of here, Charlie, or that fire's going to become a problem.
Yeah, and I think it's possible one of us has farted in here too. Come on.
This way, Charlie.
I'm right... I'm right behind you, Jim.
Look, Welshie's dead from across the street. We're not safe, Charlie.
We need to leave. We'll take my car.
That's frustrating, Charlie. Maybe we should take my car.
Things are getting serious. I'll call us an Uber.
Give me 5 minutes. I just need to pop home and get some things. Where are we going?
Brace yourself, Jim. We're going to the East End of London. Dress cautiously.
Hear ye, welcome to old East London. Hear ye, hearing aid's only £1.
Cauliflowers, £1, potatoes, £1, carrots, £1 a kilo. Hold on, what are the options? Shut it, you slag.
Terrible things, a bag of terrible things, only £1.
Excuse me, but why would you announce you're selling terrible things?
Oh, because what I've got in these bags really are terrible things, Governor. I can't lie about it.
Yes, but lying is the first rule of good advertising. You might want to change your whole marketing strategy if you're hoping to increase sales.
Yeah, how do you mean?
Well, firstly, I'd suggest changing the name of your stock from terrible things to wonderful things. That way you're more likely to attract a positive attention from the public.
That's a great idea. Hold on, I'm going to try it out. Wonderful things, a bag of wonderful things, only £1.
There you are, you see? Far more appealing. Now then, you've gotten my interest. Tell me, what are you selling?
Cat heads. I have to say, Charlie, I do feel ever so slightly nervous around here.
I understand that, Jim. It's basically Diagon Alley. Just keep your head down and your wits about you.
Lucky Heather! Lucky Heather! Get your Lucky Heather here! Only £1!
Excuse me, do you suppose I could have a free taster?
You show him what we do with free tasters, Heather! Be gone!
Not far now, Jim. We're almost there.
Who did you say we're going to see?
Risky Pete. He's a friend of mine.
Sounds risky, Charlie.
Oh, not at all. Pete's totally dependable. He's a good sort.
That's reassuring. What is he, a lawyer? Perhaps a fellow novelist?
No, he's my laudanum dealer.
Ah.
We're here.
Just who the hell are you to come knocking on my door and wants to stop me from stepping outside and spilling your blood right here on my doorstep? Charlie?
Relax, Pete. He's with me.
Oh, hello, Charlie. Who's the stiff?
This is Jim. He's cool.
Yeah? Well, he smells like he's got secrets to me. Charlie?
Pete, you said you know someone we could speak to.
You better come in. You and your smelly friend.
So, who's this man you know?
Goes by the name of Salubrious Chaffinch. Sounds Turkish. No one's sure where he's really from. Just that he knows many things.
Like what?
Many things. Gentlemen, I present you Salubrious Chaffinch. I'm afraid he only speaks dubstep.
Oh, fair enough. Listen, do you know anything about these markings? I found them on the back of the most beautiful painting I've ever seen, right before I set fire to it.
His dialect sounds part trap.
What's he saying?
He says the markings are written in ancient Quechua, the language of the Incas. These markings are incomplete, making it difficult to interpret a full meaning, but Salubrious thinks they relate to the Pynming August Sun Stone.
Pingu's sun-kissed what?
The Pynming August Sun Stone, an ancient treasure thought to have been taken from Peru in the early 16th century. The Incas believed the sunstone to be one of their most precious jewels. They worshipped it, revered it, said it contained great and powerful magic. When placed in the August sunlight, the stone would bring wealth and prosperity to any settlement ravaged by war, blighted by famine, or parched by drought. It brought hope to the people, and it would guard its tribes with a magic more powerful than anything else on this earth. There are many stories about its travels around the ancient world and the prosperity it could bring. This made the stone sought after by many, many people, bad as well as good. The stone was stolen from Peru sometime during the 1500s. The legend goes the sunstone will give power no matter whose hands it's in, so it became an object of desire for people with more nefarious intentions, as well as good.
What, like Gollum's ring?
Sort of. Salubrious says in the hands of the worthy, the Pynming August Sunstone can bring light, life and prosperity, but in the hands of evil, the stone can also bring great darkness, as dark as its owner can imagine. Wow, it really is like Lord of the Rings.
Lazy writing, Jim. Pete, can Salubrious tell us why all this is hidden on the back of my painting?
He says the artist, Trent Carpenter, was a very well-connected man, passionate about history as well as art. Trent had often boasted he knew the location of the Sunstone, and that its last known resting place was in a sunken German U-boat off the coast of the Caribbean. Trent had often joked he'd only reveal its last known location on his deathbed. Maybe this is that. Salubrious says that this isn't complete. There's only fragments of writing on your painting, Charlie. Not enough to locate the Sunstone. Charlie, didn't the auctioneer say your piece was part of a series?
Oh yeah, I think we need to find the rest of these paintings.
You're not thinking of going after the treasure, are you, Charlie?
Well, I wasn't planning to, Jim. I've got yoga on Thursday. But if the stone really does have power, can you imagine what would happen if it ended up in the hands of A. Sean Bean and his goons?
Crikey. Everyone could end up with their front windows getting blasted by gunfire.
Precisely. And I've got a feeling that would just be the start. Pete, have you got anywhere me and Jim could stay tonight?
I've got a place to keep you safe, Charlie. You and your smelly friend. I'm really not smelly. He says, don't use all the hot water. Charlie, what's the plan?
First thing in the morning, we're going to the Great London Museum of Englishness, and we're going to solve this mystery once and for all.
You have been listening to the Pynming August Sun Stone, Part 1. A Cat Noir movie special, written, produced, recorded and edited by Matt Sanders and Kevin Childress. If you're enjoying yourself, give us a follow on Instagram at Cat Noir Comedy Podcast. And join us again for Part 2, where I'm fairly sure things will get interesting. Next time, Charlie, 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 Jim, Charlie, Jim, Charlie, Jim, Charlie, Jim, Charlie, Jim, Charlie, Jim, Charlie, 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 Charlie.